the Retro Cocktail Hour.
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on
Broadcasting from Arizona Western College for 55 years, this is KOFA Yuma on 94.7 FM. Listen to music on demand at kawc.org and on the KOFA app. What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter airs next, followed by Midday Music on KOFA. It's 10 o'clock.
If you're not going to be at your radio, you can still listen to your favorite programs. Download the KAWC KOFA app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Stream us online at kawc.org or borderradioaz.org, or ask your smart device to play KAWC or KOFA.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined by Howard Blitz from the Freedom Library. They're going to talk about, or he's going to talk about all scholarships, everything they got going on. And I just found out that Dave Reek, our very own Dave Reek, his kids, they've taken part of that Freedom Library.
Very, very neat. And we're going to have Jennifer Whitted. She's going to talk about her personal journey and her fitness journey, and also her time coaching in Special Olympics and other ways she helps people with their health.
Yeah, and that's how I met her originally. It was through the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Had her on, talk about that. So that's going to be great. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming right now online through the KAWC YouTube and Border Radio Facebook pages. And shoot us an email to whatsupyumaradio@kawc.org.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to another episode of the What's Up Yuma radio show. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And today, as promised and as teased, we have Howard Blitz from the Freedom Library. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning, Johnny. Good
That's
morning,
a
Ronnie.
cool last name.
Blitz?
Blitz.
Like, yeah, it sounds like crazy.
Yeah, Blitz like in football.
Yeah.
I like reindeer. Blitzen.
Where did that come from, the name?
Well,
let's just start there.
If you really want to know the truth, it's
Get a little bit closer to the mic.
It's
or
supposed
bring it
to
up.
be. It's supposed to be BLIC with a hashtag, a little X.
Okay.
Because my grandfather came from Poland, and when he came through Ellis Island, he pronounced his name Blitz. That's how
Blitz.
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 Well, they wrote it down BLITZ, so that's how we got BLITZ. Technically speaking, I don't know who I am.
Yeah, well,
we're here to help you with
that's what we're going to do.
He's
And you
having
can
an-
move it from this side right there, right there.
He's having an
yeah.
identity crisis.
I'm trying to-
you know.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So
Like I said, I'm not high tech.
Yeah. Well,
can't even
that's just
move a
kind of a
microphone.
knob,
I can't.
Howard.
I
That's
know,
high-tech.
but you don't
Like,
understand,
I have my
Johnny.
limits, Johnny.
That's right.
Okay, so we started with your last name, which is great because I told you
Yeah.
this show's a little bit different. We want to know the man behind the library. That's what it's about. You have the Freedom Library, and we're going to get to that. You brought stuff for us to
Awesome
discuss. Can we get that on the screen, Cecilia?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. But first, Howard Blitz, how did you get involved in this in your early life? You grew up in Chicago, Illinois,
Oak Park,
outside of that Oak Park.
Oak Park, Illinois.
You grew up over there. Was it early life? Was it something early that got you involved in maybe politics, the Constitution? No, nothing. Okay.
No, nothing like that. I think about my history like that from time to time, Johnny. Like, why do I believe the things that I believe? And it was being raised that way. My mom and dad always emphasized being responsible.
Okay.
You do what you say you're going to do. You just follow, do the right thing. That's what they told us to do. And I grew up in a conservative Jewish temple.
Okay.
And from that, the repetition, because I went to Hebrew school, I had a bar mitzvah.
What was that like?
Very nerve-wracking because trying to read Hebrew and really conduct a Jewish service, because that's what you do as a bar mitzvah. I remember standing at the pulpit there, and my right leg was just shaking.
Oh, man.
And anytime I tried to stop it, I was afraid I was going to forget my lines.
Yeah.
because we had a 78 RPM record. That's how far back I go with this thing. I don't even know if you guys even know.
don't know what that is.
A 78 RPM is a huge record. It's, what do they call it today?
Vinyl, but
A vinyl.
Okay.
Yeah. So we learned the prayers and all that on that. So anyway, I pretty much memorized everything. But the point is that you learn ideas about freedom and liberty, and that's what Judaism was all about.
okay, gotcha.
It was all about liberty and freedom. I mean, the Passover Seder, the liberation of the Jews from Egypt.
So freedom played a big part in your childhood.
Wow.
So
Very-
that was
very
Now
much
this
so.
makes sense.
that was
Very much so. And I didn't connect the dots till way later in life.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, when you're in 7th grade, what do you know?
Yeah.
You know,
Nothing.
I mean, yeah. Well, that's what my teachers told me. But even our teachers, I remember my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Malley. She wrote on the board MYOB.
Mind your own business.
Mind your own business. And that was the beginning of what became libertarianism, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what libertarianism is all about, minding your own business.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, you're a libertarian. So that's the political persuasion. I guess.
That's the philosophical
Okay.
persuasion.
Got
Yeah, it's a political party, but it's became a philosophy, and the philosophy was mind your own business.
Mind your own
I love
business.
that rule.
Yeah.
Freedom. You have these things. These are some threads that are part of your life.
But freedom went along with responsibility.
Responsibility.
You
You can't-
have one without the other.
Yes.
It's impossible. It doesn't, just because you're free does not mean you're responsible. You have to be responsible. It's two sides of the same coin. And so, it goes back to my childhood.
So childhood, then later, did you follow any type of that path, or what was it? What'd you go to school for originally?
Really funny.
And you went to
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Astronomer. Wow. Okay.
I had all kinds of records on the planets. I kept track of the Mercury project, the Gemini project, the Apollo project. That all started in the early 60s. And I had, I would watch the sunspots. I had my own telescope.
Cool.
I mean, I was going to be an astronomer. And one of the things we did in 8th grade that we had to do was go interview somebody in that field so we could report back what it took. Well, it took, taking chemistry and physics and mathematics. And so when I got into high school, I started taking those subjects. And I proceeded to fail chemistry, fail physics, and I guess I looked at myself and I looked at the wall, and I said, I guess I'm not going to become an astronomer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're
Well, at
just
least
like,
you had
this
that.
is not in the cards.
This
for
isn't
me.
going to work.
At least you had that early on,
I
right?
know.
But there was another subject that came up that I took in senior year in high school. It's called economics.
oh.
And wow, it was like a light bulb.
Okay.
It turned me on. I said, man, this stuff is great. And that's what I went to the University of Arizona to do, to major in economics.
So you end up at the University of Arizona. Economics became this new thing, that new passion. You stopped looking at the stars and you started counting money, because you're at University of Arizona and you're taking classes. And does that passion continue?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, as a freshman, as an 18-year-old freshman at the University of Arizona, I remember two things specifically about that. One was we were talking about all the different kinds of economic systems. Fascism, communist, socialism.
Is it Keynesianism or something like that?
Well, Keynesian economics.
Keynesianism, yeah.
And that comes from John Maynard Keynes, who was an economist in the 30s, who proceeded to tell the world how to solve the economic crisis that was happening at the time. But we were studying all these isms, and we came to capitalism, free market economics. And I remember thinking in the back of my head, this makes all the sense in the world. Free market economics, letting people do what they want to do with no government interference, just do it. And let the market figure it out for you.
Yeah.
If the market doesn't like what you're doing,
It won't work.
you're not going to make any money.
Yeah.
You won't have any customers. But if you are doing something that the market likes, you will make money because people will come and pay you. Because
your
they like what you're doing.
And again, that kind of has the same thread of freedom. It
Yep.
sounds like it still has that same.
It
Let
does.
the people be free.
But one other thing that took place, and I had no idea at this point in time in my life how significant this was. I mean, 18 years old, and I'm dumber than a post. A guy by the name of Ludwig von Mises, one of the greatest
Can
economists.
you pronounce that real quick, Ronnie?
Ludwig von V-O-N Mises.
Oh, I thought it started with an F. I'm already wrong.
M-I-S-E-S.
Von Mises.
Von Mises. He's
Okay.
from Austria.
I'll stop now.
And this is where the beginning of Austrian economics came from.
Cool.
Well, this guy's huge in the economics field. Well, I had no idea who this guy was. I didn't find out
So
about.
you met him? You know him? Like
I was in the audience.
Oh,
okay.
He was giving a lecture at the University of Arizona.
Okay.
And I had no idea how significant this was, because this guy, as I later find out, was one of the greatest economists the world's ever known.
Wow. And what year is this?
This is, let's see, where am I? 1966. Yeah,
Dumber than a
1966.
post.
Okay.
I'm a freshman at the University of Arizona taking economics. Can you believe this?
No.
1966. That's 60 some odd years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway,
So you were
almost
watching
60 years
him.
ago. Anyway, I don't find out about this guy, how significant he was, until I went to Honolulu to have my first job in the Bank of Hawaii's Economic Research Department. Because I did economic research at the U of A. I worked in their Economic Research Department part-time while I was taking my classes in economics, and I received my Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with an emphasis on economics.
Cool.
And then I stayed another year and received my Master's in Business Administration with a emphasis on economics.
And then did you go straight to Hawaii?
And then I got married
Oh.
on June 3rd, 1971.
Congrats.
Yeah, we're still together, believe it or not.
Wow.
54 years.
That's
So we went on our honeymoon to Honolulu and the Hawaiian Islands. And my uncle had a furniture manufacturing company, and he had a representative over there. And so we contacted him, and he contacted his brother, who was a vice president at the Bank of Hawaii, and to see if he could line me up a job interview. He did.
Wow. Okay.
And I went upstairs to the 6th floor and interviewed a gentleman by the name of Wes Hillendahl. And he was the vice president of economic research in the Bank of Hawaii. And this was the dream job of all dream jobs. Being able to work in an economic research department in a bank in Honolulu, Hawaii. And I'm on my honeymoon, so we're only there for 7 days. Well, after the interview, I literally called the bank. I called that department every day. I wanted that job so bad, I'd do anything. And I think by the time we were ready to leave on Saturday, I had called them every single day. They probably said, just hire this guy.
Yeah. Well,
This guy's bugging the heck out of us. Just hire him already.
that's exactly what Ronnie did to me. That's why she's here today. So yeah, that's
Don't you need a co-host? Don't you
Well,
need someone
this
to
is
help
what I
you?
did. And, my life just became all these ideas of freedom and individual liberty and individual responsibility really came to focus from all the years of growing up in Oak Park, going to the U of A, now going to the Economic Research Department, where Wes Hillendahl was a member of the Board of Trustees for an organization called the Foundation for Economic Education, which was located in Irvington on Hudson, New York, which is about 40 miles north of the city. And I got to meet Leonard Reed, the founder of that organization, because he would come out because Wes was on the board. And when I met him, it literally turned my life around. I mean, it was so significant. And this is when I found out about how significant Ludwig von Mises was. I said, you got to be kidding me. I'm just now finding this out. And I was in his presence.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. You know,
Wow.
unbelievable. I mean, 18 years old. And
you're 18 at that time. You're in Hawaii.
You don't know anything.
Yeah, you know, and then now you're a little bit older. You're in Hawaii. Your wife's wondering why you're not out celebrating, and you're on the phone all the time.
She's like, we're on our honeymoon.
Yeah, it's like, baby. It's like, hold on, I need to get this job.
We're late for dinner.
Honest to God. No, it was the greatest job. But this gentleman really put it together. And the one thing I remember him saying, and it was just so pointed, that, you know, you just keep singing your song. You keep saying your piece. You have no idea who's out there listening to what you're saying. You don't. But there's a remnant. He called them a remnant. There's a remnant out there listening. And so just be consistent with your message, and it'll resonate with people.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that.
Well, you believe it. You're living proof. And we're going to get into a little bit more of that after the break. We're going to find out how he ended up here at AWC. In Yuma and AWC as an economics professor. That's going to be coming. And how the Freedom Library came to be. We're going to get into that and more right after a quick break right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Hollins-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. We expect a sunny, breezy day with some widespread haze in Yuma today, with a high expected of 108 degrees. Winds gusting out of the east at 25 miles per hour tonight. Mostly clear with a low of 83 degrees. Shout out to Carolee Alvarado, a San Luis High School junior who presented a science project at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology program for high school juniors this summer. Details at kwc.org.
AWC's Small Business Development Center is hosting its third annual pitch competition on multiple dates in September and October. This Shark Tank-style competition is an opportunity for individuals to pitch their ideas, gain exposure, and win support for their business. Details available by searching pitch under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here talking with Howard Blitz, and we're finding out right now, because I teased it a little bit before the break. How'd you end up here at AWC and Yuma? You left Hawaii to come here. No, yeah.
But
I did.
You're not a Marine, so
No, never been in the service.
Explain yourself, sir.
Yes, I will. I will explain. So while I was in the Economic Research Department at the Bank of Hawaii, I was there for 3 years. During that time period, and I got associated with the Foundation for Economic Education, like I had mentioned, with Wes, because he was the board of trustee, and Leonard Reed was the founder and director of that. I said to myself, you know what? I want to start an organization like this. Someday, I want to do something like the Foundation for Economic Education. So after 3 years, we moved back to the mainland. I thought I had a job in Newport Beach, California. Turns out I didn't have a job in Newport Beach, California. And so we had to go look for a job. So we took 30 days off, and we went up and down the coast, couldn't find a job. So I figured, well, I'll go back to Tucson, figuring that, I'm pretty sure I can get a job there because I knew a lot of people from the business research department there. But we stopped in Yuma because my wife's folks lived here. And so my mother-in-law said, well, why don't you go out to AWC, see if they got a position? Because we were on our way to Tucson. I didn't have Yuma in my mind at all. I was just here to visit my in-laws. I said, oh, okay. So I came out to AWC. Well, we never got to Tucson. They had a job opening teaching economics.
Wow.
Because the economics professor was on sabbatical. So I got a 1-year position because when when a professor goes on sabbatical, they get the right to come back.
Yeah, to come back.
Okay.
So I got a job for a year. So in the meantime, I taught economics, but I was still I'm still looking around.
Yeah.
And of course, my State Farm insurance agent says that you should go see my manager. Well, I did that, and I wasn't too excited about that. And then I had an opportunity to go out to Cleveland, and there was a dream job teaching economics for Harry Figge's big conglomerate out there on the east side of Cleveland. And he flew me back, and I interviewed with him, and his corporate headquarters are in the, just looks like Monticello's, Jefferson's Monticello. And I said, you know, Mr. Figge, this is another dream job, but I can't do it.
Oh, no.
Because it's in Cleveland. And growing up in Chicago and being spoiled by the Arizona weather,
You can't take it anymore.
I ain't going to do it anymore. So
Yeah.
I came back to AWC. The sabbatical was still open because the professor didn't come back. So I had a re-interview for the job. And so I got the job for a second year. And then, but in the back of my mind, I'm still got this Freedom Library idea. And so I ended up becoming a State Farm agent, believe it or not.
So
Because they had a different manager at the time.
So you became a State Farm agent after the time here at AWC as
correct.
the
Okay.
economics.
As an economics professor, that's right. And so I did State Farm for 38 years. But during that time, a house came up at 8th Avenue and 24th Street. It used to be a bridal shop. And I moved my agency down to the downstairs floor, and upstairs we created the Freedom Library. January 26, 1996.
Cool.
So this was something kind of rolling around, you said, in your head for a while. You're doing this Freedom Library, which explain to people what the Freedom Library is.
Yeah.
So, obviously we get the word library, and then so how does freedom tie into that?
Well, the whole idea behind the Freedom Library was to help people learn and understand ideas on liberty.
Okay.
What it means. That's what we do. And we do it in two ways. You know, we teach a class on the U.S. Constitution, and we teach a class on economics. And so we want to share with the people so that they learn and understand what free markets are and what freedom means, what responsibility means, what the U.S. Constitution is all about. Why is freedom so valuable? It's probably the most valuable thing that we have because it allows us to put the food on the table and roofs over our head. So this is why we did this, and I tried to pattern it after the Foundation for Economic Education because that's what they do. They have programs there. They've since moved to Atlanta, Georgia now, but they have programs there teaching these ideas.
So you were familiar with that organization, and so while you were familiar with it, you're kind of building this idea in your head, and you had the opportunity because you said there was 2 floors at this place?
Yeah, there was 2 floors, so we had the opportunity. When we bought the building there, we put the agency downstairs, the State Farm agency downstairs, and upstairs was like maybe, 300 square feet, 400 square feet. So we put the library there. And then we ended up moving after several years there. We moved it over to Pacific Avenue.
Oh, okay.
And now we had like 1,200 square feet.
Oh.
So we now enlarged, and we could have big classes and classrooms.
Well, when you guys invited me to come speak about my advice column, it was on Arizona Avenue.
Yes.
So you
And
had to
so
move.
after I retired from State Farm, we moved the library over to the Yuma Sun.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where it is now for the last 8 years already. Yeah.
So how did you establish a library in those early days? Where did you get the books? Was there part of donations, and how did you sift through what would stay and what you're going to chuck?
Yeah. I had a lot of books, but a lot of people came and donated books. And so we just built the library out of that, and you can check them out, you can purchase them, and then we had our classes.
So it was your books. You took your books. And
I took
put
a
them
lot
in
of
there.
my books. Yep.
A lot of your books, and then so did you ask for donations though in those early days? So you went out like, I'm starting this library. If you have these things, these resources.
Was this just you?
It was just me.
Wow.
And people would come and donate books. They know libraries take books, and we are a library. we are a library. I mean, you can check a book out. You can buy a book.
So when I went there, I had no idea it even existed.
Yeah.
And it was so cool.
Yeah.
I think I went there with the Rotary.
Optimist Club.
The Optimist Club.
That's all right.
Yeah, sorry. We've had so many people on.
I know.
Rotary's
that's okay.
like ingrained in my mind. We've had so many
That's all right.
So I went there and it was like you and like 6 other people. And I was like so nervous to give a speech. And I was like, oh, there's only like 6 people here.
Well, that's why you should come to our Toastmasters meeting at the same place on
there
Tuesday noons.
Nice job. And so it was such a cool little place to hang out. I mean, it's got so much information all over the walls and all about independence and everything you're trying to teach.
Yeah, and that's the whole purpose. That's the whole mission of the Freedom Library is to help people learn and understand ideas on liberty. I'm trying to do what Leonard Read said to do, basically, is go out and be a little Johnny Appleseed and plant seeds in people's minds
I like that.
about liberty. Well, it really is, because the idea of liberty is ingrained in all of us, believe it or not. We're born free. I don't know if you noticed, but little children don't like to be controlled and told what to do. Neither do adults.
Believe me, I'm like.
I don't think that ends, but my 1-year-old, we're about to be one tomorrow.
Well, if you got little kids like that, you know they don't want to be restrained, and
that's right.
And that's ingrained in being human. That's part of being human. And that's the beauty of being human. And so it's going back to minding your own business. Unfortunately, government doesn't mind its own business. It minds everybody else's business. And that's why we have a First Amendment freedom of speech.
Yes.
Thank goodness, because we can have stations like this get on the air and get ideas out, and it's very, very important.
And I do like that the public marketplace, the freedom of ideas, and you go and you mentioned capitalism, which is exchanging goods, but also with ideas, you exchange ideas, and which one rise to the top, which one is actually going to serve me or my family or my tribe, whatever.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that should rise. So we shouldn't have any fear of discussing these things, because one needs to rise to the top to be able to be the betterment for, like you said, even the family, and then from there on to the tribe or the community. And
language is probably one of the greatest examples of the free market.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's been any government in existence that dictated what language is going to be. It just happened. It's called spontaneous order. And that's what free markets and freedom is. And you're right, Johnny. Freedom of ideas is just as valuable as freedom of goods. If not, maybe even more important. I don't know.
And I think that those things should be discussed. So you're at the Freedom Library. You're teaching it. You work a lot with the youth. Is that correct? You
we have both youth and adults.
Okay.
Half our class is adults
14 and up. Welcome.
14 and up. We've had, and we offer scholarships, of course.
Yes.
And we've had 75-year-old people earn scholarships. We've had an 11-year-old earn a scholarship.
Oh.
So we even dropped it down a little bit. We kind of cheat.
Because they were so good.
Well, hey, if they want to learn, right?
If they want to learn, and if they have we put age 14 because we figure, that may be the proper. But there's a lot of young kids that can grasp these ideas. But we also developed a kids class too.
Oh, nice.
And the kids are responsive to it. They like it.
They are.
They're like, see, Mom, Dad, I told you I had freedom.
Yeah, they're like, you leave me alone. So real quick, before we end, let us know about these
the scholarships.
And then I think you have a Freedom Library night or something.
Yep. Classes started this week. We had our economics class on Tuesday night. There's still room to get in, so if you'd like to come and visit and learn, Tuesday nights is economics. Thursday night, tonight, is the first Constitution class.
Awesome.
So if you'd like to learn about that, come tonight. We raise funds for these scholarships, and the primary way we do this is through our annual Night for Liberty dinner and auction gala, which is going to be held September the 13th over at the Elks Club.
Okay.
And there's various levels of sponsorships. You can buy a ticket if that's all you want to do, that's fine. But we're going to have a great night. We're going to be celebrating the U.S. Constitution because U.S. Constitution Day is September 17th. And this is being held on September 13th. So we're going to celebrate that. That document. We're going to have a great meal. So if you do nothing,
on the menu? Do you know?
Come for it's going to be steak. Ooh. Steak and potatoes. And
my husband's favorite meal.
Well, Clyde Gill does a great job of putting together.
Cool. Clyde, shout out to Clyde. He's the one that messaged me. He's like, you got to get Howard on.
Yeah. Well, he does a great job of providing it. Creme brulee is going to be the dessert. So if that's any indication how good it's going to be.
Do you guys usually sell out?
Yeah.
It's like kind of packed room.
Yeah. We try to get 100 or so people. I don't know. I think it could fit 150 over there.
Nice.
But
it looks fun.
But it's a fun night. We have 3 participants that'll give a little brief testimony, if you will, of how these classes have impacted their life. So we're going to have that. Cool. And then, of course, we got live and silent auctions.
Oh, nice.
And that's another way to raise money.
This is how we raise our money.
Yep.
To provide the scholarships.
Well, thank you so much for coming up, Howard. One more time, if people want to find out more information about the Freedom Library, how do they do so?
They can call 928-246-2327, or you can email info at thefreedomlibrary.org.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I love that.
Thank you, Ronnie.
We're going to have you on to discuss economics a little bit more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I need to learn more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll come to class Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so with that, we are going to a break, and we'll be back with Jennifer Whitted. We'll talk about Special Olympics here in Yuma and fitness. That and more coming up right after this quick break on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel cleaning and pressure washing. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
Hey, it's Steve Selvage. Coming up next time on Beale Street Caravan, we've got the Blues Music Awards in 2025.
This evening at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
Those who care for the environment have an upcoming opportunity to take action. Friends of the Lower Colorado River will be hosting a river cleanup at Gateway Park starting at 6 a.m. on August 24th. Supplies will be provided, including water, trash bags, and gloves. Volunteers are asked to wear comfortable, breathable desert clothing.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. A Yuma man remains in U.S. Customs and Border Protection custody in Florence after he and his wife were stopped Sunday afternoon near downtown Yuma. In an email to KAWC on Wednesday, Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said CBP officers stopped a vehicle, quote, driving in a suspicious manner, end quote. McLaughlin confirmed officers arrested Jose Valdovinos Lomeli, quote, a citizen of Mexico with no legal status to reside in the U.S., end quote. She went on to say Valdovinos will remain in ICE custody pending removal proceedings. Valdovinos' wife, Giselle Flores, told KAWC he is a recipient of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program. Until recently, that protected individuals who crossed illegally as children from deportation. For KAWC in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon.
The Mexican Consulate in Yuma is presenting the exhibition Retrospective 1988 to 2021 by artist Antonio Munoz, representing more than 33 years of the artist's work. The collection can be experienced from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays through September at the Cesar Chavez Cultural Center in San Luis, Arizona.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We just got done speaking with Howard Blitz, who used to be a professor here. That was pretty cool.
I feel like we've met a lot of people that have worked here.
Yeah, so
they're like, oh yeah, I used to teach here. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's been neat. That's kind of been a theme. So And now we're here with Jennifer Whitted. Good morning, Jennifer.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So you are you from here in Yuma originally, or how'd you end up in the great city of Yuma, Arizona?
Well, I think like a lot of people, I'm a transplant, originally from Iowa, but moved here when I was 9. So Yuma's home to me now.
That's definitely home.
Have you been here since then?
Been here since
Wow.
then. Yeah.
So was your dad in the Marines, or how did you come here?
Actually, my dad worked in ag.
So and then that's the other one. That's the next one that you go down the list.
I always assume Marine.
Yeah.
And I forget ag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little bit, put that mic a little bit closer to you.
Okay, there.
Yeah, there we go.
So you've been here since 9.
Yep, been here since 9. So that's like 20-ish years.
Yeah.
And so we have you on today talking about health, but also Special Olympics. That's something that you were really involved with. So we're gonna talk about that. But you have been in the health field for about 20 years now.
I did work in pharmacy for about 20 years.
Okay.
Yep. I worked in pharmacy for 20 years. I was a pharmacy technician and absolutely loved it. I love the science behind, helping people.
So as a pharmacy tech, what exactly did you do? Because I think a lot of people don't know. Like, I don't know.
I totally agree with you. I think so a pharmacy tech is responsible for keeping the pharmacy running.
Okay.
The only thing we don't do is sign off on prescriptions. So we make sure that the prescriptions are filled properly, talk to doctors, and of course, customer service, helping patients bill insurance. There's you name it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went to school for that?
It was back then. It was on the job training.
Ah, okay. So no school needed. All right.
No.
Kind of like this job.
Yeah. But there is a certification, of course, a background check, and there are schools for pharmacy now, and I think even some of the high schools are offering classes to train high school students to become pharmacy techs.
Yeah, high schools do that with a lot of stuff now, like a whole bunch of different fields where you can kind of learn while you're in school, which is really neat.
I think so too, and I think for somebody that knows college isn't for them, then getting some sort of a trade or certification is a great option to be able to contribute to the community.
So the pharmacy, is that what led you down the pathway for health and the like?
It totally,
lack of health.
Yeah, it totally did. I saw the gap. I felt like there's like a piece here where maybe we could help people with nutrition and help them understand like there's so many things that are preventable if you learn how to understand nutrition and fitness, that maybe there's a better way to help people, and that's kind of what.
So you saw people coming in; they had different ailments, from diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it, and you were able to, through the pharmacy, give them something that maybe will block the symptoms or something at the time. But you're saying there's more behind this, something I want to find out more about what they could do to maybe eat different or have some lifestyle changes. Elaborate on that.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot, but I think it kind of started with myself, and noticing that I was gaining weight and I wanted to be healthier. And then I found out I was pre-diabetic, and I thought, well, I really need to do something different. I had to change. And so I started learning more about nutrition, and really just fell in love with the science behind like how you can just tweak your diet a little bit and make a big difference. It doesn't have to be a drastic change. Just some small, tiny tweaks to become healthier.
Yes.
And I really love that.
And I feel like if you ask someone to completely change everything at once, they're not going to do it. I mean, my husband and how he trains people, and he's got clients. He has seen them completely transform their lives, but it takes so much time. It's just a little bit at a time. And he's seen them lose prescription pills. He's seen them, change so much about their life. So that's awesome that you started with you, though. Yeah, you're like, I need to change to help change others.
For sure. And then the other part of it too is I have a child with special needs, and there's a motto among special needs moms, especially like a special needs mom can never die. And what would happen to me? What would happen to my son if something happened to me?
Yeah.
And so for that reason, also, I really wanted to focus on becoming healthier.
How old was he when you started your life change?
He was 5.
Okay.
I started running long distance. And
Johnny's hate word.
Yeah.
Oh. No running. We don't
I
run
love
there.
that. Ever since he said that, he likes to walk, which is still great.
That's
yeah,
really good, too.
good walk, you know?
Not brisk. Is it ever brisk?
Yeah, no, the old lady still paces around me on the
They're like,
track.
hi, Johnny.
They're like, hi, hola, mijo, you know. They wave, you know. It's like, all right, do your thing, you know.
That's funny.
And I'm just like, I wear flip flops out there.
Oh my gosh.
I do. I get up and I walk, and I'm like, this is good enough.
No, as long as you're moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the long distance running for a while, and then I decided that was good, time to do something else, and kind of got into bodybuilding,
Nice.
weightlifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So how was the prep? How did you even start that? What's the prep for being a weightlifter, a bodybuilder? I saw some of your pictures. You were like so in shape. I was like, holy moly. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So that was actually, there was a fitness expo back in 2018, and I was turning 40 that year.
Wow.
And I really wanted to do something epic for my 40th birthday. So I was
Let's be a weightlifter.
Yeah. So I thought, at the time, the coach that was helping me, do you think that I could compete in bodybuilding? And she said yes. And that was all it took for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to go for it.
You
And
looked great.
Oh,
Where was this expo at?
I was actually here
It was
in Yuma.
it was the one that was here that 1 year. I remember there was
I
one
do
year
too.
Yeah.
that it happened. And so you worked with local people, trainers, and to be able to get into that shape. And so they had a bodybuilding portion of the fitness expo?
Like a
or-
show?
Like a,
They did, yeah.
okay.
So did you
They did.
place?
I did. I placed first place in my category. but
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, and just from there, it just kind of grew into coaching because people were asking me like, "What are you eating?
Exactly.
What type of exercises do you do?" And then I kind of just fell in love with it, with coaching. And then I told myself, like, during COVID was when I decided I want to make this a full-time job. And so I told myself, okay, I'm going to cut back to part-time in the pharmacy.
Okay.
And that was in January of 2020. And I said, when I replace my income, then I'll put in my 2-week notice.
Okay.
So in February of 2020, I
Just
put in my
wow, it took off for you.
Wow.
That's really, really awesome. And so
Yeah.
you became your own boss,
I became
which is
my
the
own
goal,
boss.
right, for everybody.
Yeah, and it's been wonderful. It's just
Super cool.
It's great. I love it. So it's been really a blessing.
So how'd you get your clients first? Like, you're making this transition. Was it because they saw you up on that stage and like, I want to look like that?
Yeah.
Like,
What is she doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it. And, using social media as a tool to advertise for what I was doing, how I was helping people, it was really helpful for me to get my name out there. Yeah.
And so you started building up clients, and they started showing improvement, and then so it kind of became something that like I liken it to like a weather pattern, right? So it creates this storm, and so then you're getting a bunch of attraction, and now people it's raining down now. So is that kind of how it worked?
Yes. Yeah. And it really, it's amazing how people just out of the blue, you never know who's watching or who's listening. And
It's like what Howard just said. He's like, you never know who you're going to affect, even way down the road.
That is so true. And the people that have reached out to me are people that have never liked a post. They've never commented on anything that I create. They just message me and they're like, I've been watching you for like a year now.
You're like, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. But that was really how
Cool.
it kind of grew from there, and just word of mouth and transformed into something really awesome.
So in terms of your own journey, though, can you give us some highs and lows? Like, what do you find easiest maybe, and then what's super hard for you?
So I think this is going to sound funny, but like the the hardest thing I'll say is just overcoming imposter syndrome. Are people really gonna believe me? Are they going to listen to me? Are people really going to want to work with me? Because I haven't always been fit. And I overcame just understanding food in order to be able to help other people, and have really poured into learning to understand hormones and helping people become healthier.
Yeah.
So imposter syndrome, tell people what that is, that for maybe somebody that doesn't know. I know what it is, but go ahead.
Yeah. Imposter syndrome for me is like thinking, am I really worthy of growing this business? Am I worthy of people believing me or listening to what I have to say?
I love that you're so honest about that. Yeah. So the whole first week of this radio show, I totally struggled with that. Like, I was like, what am I doing here? I've never done this before. But then you kind of just realize I am worthy. Like, I can do this. And then the universe opened this door for me. Let's see what happens.
And imposter syndrome, it's real. And it happens to everybody that goes through, I think, that transition and tries to be somebody that speaks on a microphone or tells people how to get in shape or whatever you do, because you're telling people something and you're like, okay, sure, and that's supposed to be there, and then you're like living it, and then you're telling yourself, am I even really living it? Am I doing this? There becomes this whole battle. So I'm kind of glad you mentioned that, because that's something that you end up having to get over, and it becomes you. It becomes who you are, like, after you get past that imposter syndrome and what that feels like.
It is, for sure. I think that's the most important part, is like, we're all human, and no matter where you're at in life, I think that everybody still experiences it. I think it's just stepping out and doing it anyway, even if your voice shakes, say it,
Yeah, absolutely. My first few days on the radio of weeks, my voice shook, and I'm just like, I want to do this with my life. And this is like 14, 15 years ago. Like, oh, I'm going to do it. Just do it. You just got to do it. And then put everybody and the critics in your head behind you.
For sure, yes.
So we're going to talk about how you got involved with Special Olympics after the break right now, because your health journey kind of led into that, because you have, like you said, a kid that's special needs. And so we're going to talk about that and more coming up after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The City of Yuma presents Tacos and Tunes, Yuma's annual food and music festival on Main Street, October 3rd and 4th. Along with multiple taco chefs vying for awards, the two-day event will include a variety of live music performances, a classic car show, and a michelada contest. Event schedule and information at yumaaz.gov/events.
Hear the rhythm. Feel the beat. Let your curiosity run away on the Latin Alternative. Hi, I'm Josh Norick. Every episode of the Latin Alternative takes you on a thrilling rendezvous of sonic and exotic landscapes in Latin rock, funk, hip-hop, electronic, and tropical music. Join me and my co-host Ernesto Lechner on the Latin Alternative.
Monday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
The KAWC Student Newsroom is funded by the Local News Initiative at the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona, the Scripps Howard Fund, and by generous local support. Thank you for supporting the next generation of public media. Learn more about the project and hear stories from emerging journalists at kawc.org/student newsroom.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are talking to Jennifer Whitted, and a part of her journey, or like something that really sparked her journey, she talked about, was her child who has special needs. And she said, moms with that have kids that are special needs, they can't die. And so she had to get a real good look at herself and the path that she was leading, and said, I got to take care of myself because I got to be around for my kiddo. But not just that. Also, Special Olympics. So tell people that probably don't even know that Special Olympics exists here in Yuma. How'd you get involved and said, okay, I want my child. And is it your son or your daughter? I'm sorry.
It's my son.
Your son. So let us know how you got involved with that and got your son involved with that, and about Special Olympics here in Yuma.
Oh, for sure. Yes. He's 18 now, but we started with Special Olympics when he was 5.
Oh.
Yes.
That's so little.
Yes. And that's about the time where kids start participating in Special Olympics. When the first time we had ever heard about it, it was,
you're good.
Thank you. The first time we had ever heard about it was they were going to do a triathlon. And so we participated in that triathlon. And that was, that was like 2012. And ever since then, he's absolutely loved it because he was safe there, he fit in there, and everybody just accepted us just the way we were. Everybody just comes as they are, and everybody loved him. So it was an incredible experience. And then we just became more and more involved as the years went on to... once he started high school, he really wanted to be involved with powerlifting. And so that's how the powerlifting program came about is I was a coach, and we asked permission to be able to start the powerlifting program.
Wow.
So this didn't exist at the Special Olympics level. This powerlifting, is that what you're saying?
Not in Yuma.
Not in Yuma. So it existed elsewhere, not in Yuma.
Yeah.
Your son said, I want to do this. And so you became went before the board, you're on the board, or tell us how that came to be.
Yep. So that's actually how I became a coach with Special Olympics.
Oh, okay.
And so I volunteered to start the program, and we started, and it kind of grew through the years to something really, really big. But we started coaching athletes in powerlifting, and they absolutely loved it. And last year, we took several of our athletes to compete in an international event where they competed against 18 other countries.
Where'd you go?
It was in Scottsdale. Luckily, we didn't have to go far. Yeah. But, it's just a testament to these athletes' capabilities because they're not always seen, and we believe in them, we see them, and we know what they're capable of. It's making me emotional.
I know that. I love it. It's so beautiful.
We had a special education teacher on. I think it was last week, right? Haberly. Yeah, we had but she mentioned when she got to the school that she was at, and she said, "Look, we need to incorporate these kids more into the school assemblies and these different activities." And recognize them for the achievements they make.
That's right.
In the classroom, because it might be a small achievement. It might be something that you look at
no biggie.
But for them, it's a huge achievement. Yep. For them, and they need to be recognized for it, and they need to feel like they're a part of the community here. So she really championed that, and she kind of revolutionized the way the special education department was at her junior high. I believe that she was there for a while at a junior high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, and I totally agree with it. It's they all want what we want. They all want the same things. They want friends. They want relationships. They want to be included, and even something as simple as a birthday party.
Yeah. And having people show up and have a good time.
Right. Yeah. So if anybody sees them out in the community, talk to them. Include them.
That's awesome advice.
So you became a coach because your child said, I want to do this. Did you coach other things as well? How involved did you get in the Special Olympics?
Yes, I did coach swimming, powerlifting, and I became a head of delegation for Special Olympics.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
That means that I was in charge of the Foothills delegation, so all the coaches and athletes, growing our community, so adding new athletes, new coaches.
Wow.
And
you're like the go-to lady.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
And Since then, things have changed a little bit, but it's still a wonderful community for people. If someone has a special needs child or wants to become a coach, feel free to contact me, or there's other people in the community that are still with Special Olympics that would love to see you there.
That's awesome. So now you're focusing just on personal coaching with people.
Right, yes.
And is it mainly women, or do you have men and women?
I actually do help some women. I always say it's usually the supportive husband that joins along with his wife.
Like, okay, honey, let's do this together.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Because it's so much easier when, there's two people on the same page.
Yep. That's how I started my journey 7 years ago. Is Bo. He's a trainer. He was eating right. And I'm like, I don't want chicken and rice every night. Let's have fast food. And he's like, oh my gosh. So he really helped whip me into shape. And now it's it's a balance with both of us. We do help each other. I'm not a gym person though. I work out at home.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter as long as you have, move your body. Do what feels best for you.
Okay. So that's what you're doing with coaching, and some hormone work too.
Yes, I do. So that's, I help women balance hormones through nutrition and working out. Yeah.
Wow. So why did you start that? Is that what you saw the need was in women a lot? Like the hormones were out of whack?
Perimenopause.
Oh, yes. When does that start?
Who was that? Who was that? Shout out to Perry.
She's coming for you, Johnny.
Shout out to perimenopause. That's that's her inspiration.
Peri-menopause.
Yeah.
So when does that start? Is there an age?
Well, for
Who
me,
was that? That was funny.
Yeah, for me, it started in my early 30s, and I think everybody's different, and there's hundreds of symptoms, and so
that probably feel like other symptoms.
Yes,
they're all disguised.
Yeah, I think even itchiness is a symptom of perimenopause. So, if you notice that your metabolism is starting to slow down a little bit, that's kind of a clue.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I kind of feel like I've hit a plateau, so I should probably call you.
Yeah,
and let's get to work. Yeah, that's awesome that you're helping women do that.
So you said you do it through diet. Right. So so give us some diet tips, or somebody out there that's itchy right now, some lady that she's listening to the radio and she's like, wait a minute.
Why am I itching?
Oh my God.
Am I going through perimenopause?
Perry, is that you, Perry?
Oh yeah.
Or
you have that chin hair that's all of a sudden growing.
Oh, ladies, look in the mirror or check for that chin hair. You might be visited by Perry. So
Johnny's got it.
So if that's happening, right? So they want to balance it. Give us some meals or some ideas of what you do with that food to help balance.
Yeah. So, and like you said, you like to go eat out. I would say, and I hope Bo doesn't get mad at me for this, but if you do want to go out to eat, try to look for the freshest thing on the menu.
Okay.
So instead of something that's pasta Alfredo with chicken where you have to sift through the pasta to find the pieces of chicken, order something where you can see all the pieces of food on the plate.
He always gets the salmon.
Oh,
yeah. I like it. And I'm like, ew. Or steak. I like steak. Steak's good. But I'm just not a big red meat eater, gotcha. But yeah, so that's great. Anything else?
I would say make sure you're hydrated.
Yes.
Hydrate.
Especially here in Arizona.
Yes, yeah. And then, balanced meals. So I almost said pasta. Protein.
No pasta.
I'm getting pasta after this.
He's all, wow, that sounds really good, actually.
Jennifer said so.
Yeah.
No, protein, fat, and carbs. Make sure that you have a really good balance with each meal.
Like your macros, as they call it.
So you teach women this and how to balance nutrition. And off air, you brought up a little bit about a fitness expo, another one coming to Yuma. Is that what?
Yes.
I think that's in the works or something. Yes. What details can you share with us?
We're having the exclusive again.
Because I want to train and get into the bodybuilding one.
So you guys get the exclusive. It's the Southwest Fitness Expo. And we are opening up registration today.
Wow.
We're planning for March, right around March or April. We don't have an exact date set yet. But if you are a vendor or you would like to be a participant, you can find us on Instagram at Southwest Fitness Expo.
Okay.
And reach out to us. Beast Fit CrossFit.
Okay.
Beast Factory CrossFit.
Oh, wow.
Brandy,
that's a mouthful.
Say that 3 times.
Every minute.
Beast Factory CrossFit, Brandy O'Neill and I and Natasha Nerona are heading up this Southwest Fitness Expo, and we want to bring the fitness community back to Yuma. We want to have everyone involved. If you're just curious about becoming healthier, or if you're a seasoned athlete, or even if you go walk, you can come.
I'm going to be in there on the walking competition.
We'll see Johnny on the treadmill. I'll outlast all of you on the treadmill.
Guys, this is how I do it. Just put one foot in front of the other.
Just learn from me.
Yeah, that's it, and you're pretty good.
I think
wave
it'd be
hi to
great.
the nanas out there that are with you, hola, hello.
They're like leaving you behind with their weights. I think that sounds great.
What are you going to have at this competition? We got about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We want anybody that wants to know anything. If you want to see all of the experts in fitness in our community all in one place in one day, then you should come.
And how do they get more info?
Is it the beast that's a mouthful, right?
Yes, beast mode.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Beast Factory CrossFit.
Awesome.
Or Southwest Fitness Expo on Instagram.
Sweet.
Well, thank you so much. When I pitched this show, I told them a lot of it's going to be about health and fitness and mental health and stuff like that. So thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios inside the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, Cecilia over here holding it down, Dave Reek, and the crew here.
Yeah, and you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And tomorrow we're going to have Tanya Hodges talking about some ag stuff going on, and also the mayor of this great city, Douglas Nichols. Yeah, big time. Big celebrities coming on the show. Shout out, Doug.
Hi, Doug. You can listen to the podcast version of our program and past episodes at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email me and Johnny to whatsupyumaradio@kawc.org.
All right, thank you again, Jennifer. See you guys tomorrow.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
You are tuned into KOFA Yuma, Border Radio, 94.7 FM and 1320 AM. We can also be heard with the KOFA app and at borderradioaz.org. We have been a service of Arizona Western College for more than 50 years.
The Yuma County Library District provides activities and resources at its branches for people of all ages. Events include story time, citizenship classes, bilingual programs, crafts, author talks, and more. For more information about the activities and calendar of events, plus other in-person and online resources, visit Yuma Library.